I was talking to a friend yesterday, and the question of whether it is worth it for someone who is mid-career to take a coding boot camp or something like that, to switch careers when they are already at, making a good salary, they already have a good title. So is it worth it to do a coding boot camp in order to switch careers mid-career? And we talked about this a bit, and I think I kind of landed on a response. And the first response would be no, that it's not worth it if the reason why you are switching is because you simply want a better title or role, or you want more money. The reason why is because you feel like you are unhappy with your current role, and you think by switching into this new role, into this new industry, like most people, their perception is once they make that switch, everything is going to be better. But what most people miss is this grass is always greener kind of effect, where you think the role is going to be X and it turns out to be Y, and there are just as many things that you dislike about there's just as many things that you dislike about the new role as you did with the old role. And I think, especially with the coding stuff, people are so lured by the idea of being in the tech industry and potentially making all this money that they will leap to take that opportunity, even though it's not like they're not meant to be coders, right? Like, not everyone's meant to be an engineer. They're just lured by the money, which I can definitely understand. But dysfunction exists in every role, and dysfunction exists in every career. A mentor told another friend, dysfunction exists everywhere. You just choose which dysfunction you can live with. Are there circumstances where, yes, you would benefit from jumping over into a new career and doing one of these coding boot camps? Definitely so. If you feel like building product and being an engineer is what you are meant to be doing, and that's where you're happiest based on things that you've already have experienced and things you already know, then for sure, right? Then it is worth the opportunity cost. It's worth the opportunity cost to go and do this, because the delta between your happiness now and your happiness post completing the boot camp is going to be so much greater, right? And the reason why in that case it is worth making the switch is because it's not just about money, right? There are all these different currencies that you trade on when it comes to your happiness and your job satisfaction. Money is one of them, but time, the ability to control your own time, autonomy, creativity, your commute is one of them. So if you feel like the delta between the two will lead you to have so much more happiness, and it has to do with more than just money, then it is absolutely worth the opportunity cost to go and take one of these boot camps, pay whatever money it is, forego a year or two of salary, possibly even 3, right? By the time you have to think about finding an actual job, it could be 3 years, but which seems like a huge opportunity cost, especially to people who are mid-career. They probably they may have a family, they may be supporting a kid or 2 or 3 or 4. So there are opportunity costs, but if that delta is there, then it's worthwhile. And so there are clearly a lot of nuances to this answer. Not all boot camps are created equal. For every one that you show me where you have all these great testimonials and great reviews, I'll show you another 3 where they were talking about how they got this degree and it didn't even lead to any more job interviews. So the quality of the boot camp matters. What you put into the boot camp matters. Timing matters, right? Timing matters way more than you think when it comes to finding a new role, a role know that would fit your new skill set. The context of the person who is going into the boot camp matters. Not everyone can afford to take the 2 to 3 years off that they need. Some people have their families to support. Some people have consumer debt. Some people have student loan debt. So it's really going to vary based on the person. It's going to vary based on the actual boot camp. But overall, I would say that no, it is not worth it if you are just looking at it in terms of this industry is where I'm going to make more money. If you're solely competing on the currency of money, I don't think it's going to be a good fit. However, if there are these other currencies, these other axes that make it a very attractive option for you, then I think go for it. Then it's definitely worthwhile.